Yes, they feel so undeserving, speaking of the people of Israel. Yes, they feel so undeserving that they consider it impossible that God has been so good as to send his word to save them. The degraded state of their souls is a hindrance to their believing that, confirms the zealot. And he adds, "You say that you are the Son of God and of man. In fact, in you there is all grace and wisdom as man. And I really think that he who was born of Adam in the state of grace would have been like you in beauty and intelligence and all virtues. The power of God shines in you. But who can believe that among those who consider themselves gods and judge God by their standards in their infinite pride? Cruel, hateful, greedy, impure as they are, they cannot possibly think that God has gone to such an extreme of kindness as to give himself to redeem them, his love to save them, his generosity to be at their mercy, his purity to sacrifice his life among men. Since they are so inflexible and captious in looking for faults and punishing them, they cannot believe that. And who do you say that I am? Tell me your own personal opinions, without taking into account my words or the words of other people. If you were compelled to judge me, who would you say that I am? You are the Christ, the Son of the living God, exclaims Peter, kneeling down with his arms stretched upwards towards Jesus, who looks at him with his face bright with love, and who bends to raise and embrace him, saying, "Simon, son of Jonah, you are a happy man, because it was not the flesh and blood that revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. Since the first day you came with me, you have been asking yourself that question. And because you are simple and honest, you have been able to understand and accept the reply that came to you from heaven. You did not see supernatural manifestations as your brother John and James did. You did not know my holiness as son, workman, citizen, as my brothers Judas and James did. You did not receive any miracles, neither did you see me work any. I showed no sign of power to you, as I did with Philip, Nathanael, Simon Canaan, Thomas, and Judas, who saw them. You were not subdued by my will, as Levi the publican was. And yet you exclaimed, 'He is the Christ.' You believed since the first moment you saw me, and your faith was never shaken. That is why I called you Cephas, and that is why on you, Peter, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound also in heaven, and whatever you loose on the earth shall be loosed also in heaven. O prudent, faithful man, whose heart I have been able to test. And now, from this moment, you are the head, to whom obedience and respect are due, as to another myself. And I will proclaim him such before all of you. If Jesus had crushed Peter under a hailstorm of reproaches, Peter would not have wept so copiously. He is weeping and is shaken by sobs, with his face on Jesus' chest. His weeping can be compared only to the tears he will shed in his grief for denying Jesus. He now weeps for many good, humble feelings. A little of the old Simon, who had laughed incredulously and facetiously at his brother's first announcement, saying, "Of course the Messiah would appear just to you." A good little of the old Simon crumbles under those tears, and from his vanishing, frail human nature, Peter appears more and more clearly the pontiff of the Church of Christ. When he raises his shy, embarrassed face, he can make only one gesture: to say everything, to promise everything, to strengthen himself completely for his new ministry. He throws his arms round Jesus' neck, compelling him to bend and kiss him, mingling his somewhat bristly, grizzled hair and beard with the soft golden hair and beard of Jesus. And he looks at Jesus with his large, loving, imploring and adoring eyes, still shining and red with tears, holding the Master's ascetic face bent over his own in his rough, large, stumpy hands, as if it were a vase from which a vital liquid flowed. And he drinks kindness, grace, confidence and strength from Jesus' face, eyes and smile. They separate at last and resume their journey towards Caesarea Philippi. And Jesus says to everybody, "Peter has spoken the truth. Many guess it, you are aware of it. But for the time being, do not say to anybody who the Christ is, in the full truth known to you. Let God speak to the hearts of people as he speaks to yours. I solemnly tell you that those who add perfect faith and perfect love to my statements or yours will learn the true meaning of the words, Jesus the Christ, the Word, the Son of Man, and of God."